There we go.
So, yeah, we have just finished our first qualifier. Now we're headed into the second qualifier that's running. Marshall Miller, who is the winner of last season, Season 4 of the Endurance Series.
I feel like we should just run the whole intro again.
You know what? Why not?
Nobody got our excellent commentary. They're just staring at us going, yeah, you can hear it now.
Excellent.
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you, guys.
Welcome. So Drew is filling in for Jason, who is not here tonight. He is usually your camera guy.
That's
so he's
right,
usually
yeah.
the voice without a face.
Yep.
Was that the right way to say it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm up there on the stand all lonely and hearing all this wonderful commentary that normally does happen. So hopefully I'm able to transition my skills from camera one to the booth. This is all a new experience for me, so...
We're used to you chiming in and providing your feedback. You're obviously a Formula One fan, so you're obviously very versed in racing.
Absolutely,
And you've been following our races for a while, so glad to have you up here.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you for having me.
So for those of you who didn't hear at the beginning because we didn't have our mics on, this is going to be a brand new season. It is Season 5. It's the 5th time we've run the Endurance Championship Series. As you right on board now with Tyler Covell. We're going to run the reverse track tonight, but as you can see right here, he's going to take a shortcut. This is the difference in the track layout tonight. This is, I call it the alternate reverse, and we're going to jump you outside. Now, a little bit of difficulty. We do have some rain coming in tonight. It looks very imminent. It looks like we're going to be probably raining within the next 15 minutes. So we didn't set up an outdoor camera. We're just going to ride on board for right now. We have a couple onboard shots for you. And in the meantime, we're just going to be watching the weather to see if we can possibly get this race in. It looks like it's going to be an indoor race, though. Tyler going on the inside. Also having on board with you, Mr. Adam Weaver. We usually see him at the track stands. We got people moving all over the place. He's actually in a car tonight.
That's right. He's a very familiar face here around Caleb and Canton. He's very involved with the running of these endurance races. But I spoke to him earlier, and he said, yeah, I don't know if I was forced to run this or if I actually want to. So
forced?
Yeah.
We would never force anybody to race.
Absolutely.
No, for sure.
But yeah, happy to have back there.
We're checking the outside. It's not raining yet. So that's a good sign. That's Armand in the shot right there. He's going through the reverse S's. And we also have a little bit of onboard action.
I thought he was trying to steal me onto the grass.
We did have a shot with Katie Wise, however, I think we're looking at the ground right now.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate. We do love the foot cam.
So I believe this is Jesse Ernst in the 14 machine. He's got his windscreen up. We can barely see his car number, but if I'm reading it correctly, the black helmet should be number 14. He just... What was that?
I think that the camera one microphone is still live, and so was that
is
a
that
moo?
you, Zach?
Was that a moo?
Yeah, are you yawning at the camera?
Oh, there's also the handheld mic that I believe is in the booth. So whoever's marshalling...
It's probably Owen.
Oh, Owen.
Classic Owen.
And there's no way that he can hear what we're talking about unless he's listening to the stream on his phone. So
Marshall Miller at the top of the leaderboard, just as he left off from last season with a 35.9. Armand sneaking in there with a 36.2. Look how fast Marshall has adapted to this track, trying to find the best line.
Yeah.
He goes out wide, almost go to the outside of the S's, trying to carry too much speed there. That's going to mess up Jesse a little bit. We welcome those who are in the chat, and thanks for joining us. Drew's going to throw up a couple comments. Usually Jason's in charge of that one, but...
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot of fans from Mark. But then also Garrett, fans for Garrett are being thrown in there. So I don't think that, I don't know, Squiggly says, why are we concerned about Garrett beating me? But
Squiggly is Mark Davis.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Squiggly, did your account get hacked? You got a bunch of random characters after your name.
Yeah, this is concerning.
Anyway, Marshall Miller going purple again on that last lap, 35.6. He's definitely has a leg up on the field. If you look to the right-hand side of that last shot, you'll notice some cones that are set up. That's going to be a pit entrance tonight because normally pit is to your right there, which Adam just traversed. It's too hard to go that 90-degree right-hand turn, so we're going to reverse the direction of the pits tonight. We're throwing all kinds of new fun stuff at the drivers, including this new shortcut.
Squiggly's not sure why his name is coming up like that, but it looks like it was just for that first comment that they made.
A shot overhead of PJ Mannypenny. We mentioned last round that he was the first endurance champion, so we're going to reset the points tonight. Maybe he has a shot at crowning endurance championship again. You never know. Now this series is going to run for 7 seven rounds this time. We normally do 6, but we threw in an extra one this Sunday. We just kind of put out the message, hey, we got an extra round here. What do you guys like to do? And we got a bunch of people who showed up, so we're thankful to them. Though, because we're going to have 7 rounds available, and it was short notice, we're only going to take the top 6 points of everyone's round. So theoretically, so you could have somebody who skips a round or somebody who has a bad night and they don't get in the qualifier they want. So you're only going to take the top 6 points, which is going to make it interesting for us out here up in the booth to figure out as the season goes on, but that's going to be the way that it rolls.
Mm-hmm. So, James, remind us of what the prizes are for the finishing places at the end of the season.
Yeah, so you're looking for your top 3 of the Endurance Championship Series. First place is going to get $500 towards their entry in the 12 Hours of Canton. Marshall doesn't best his lap time, but he was 35.7. And then second place is going to be $250, and third, I think it's $125. I think it's half of that, as well as the rookie standings. So anybody who's a rookie is classified by them either not running a 12 Hours of Canton before, or if they've run less than 3 of these races before. So they still get all the same points as everybody else, but they're competing against other rookies in the championship, because you're looking down on Jesse, who's down in the number 9 position. We'll see him cross the start-finish line. Maybe he thought that windshield was going to help him with a little aerodynamics. I don't know.
Not able to get out of 9th.
Marshall Miller, top of the time charts. We're going to sort those, combine those 2 heats together. Let's see where we land.
Well, that's an excellent opportunity for those rookies to get involved in the Endurance Series. I know that a lot of seasoned veterans are still in this, and so the Rookie League gives a great opportunity for people that are either new to racing or new to K1 Speed or new to the Endurance Karting Series to give it a shot. So, yeah, if you have not come through and you're watching this on the stream, this could be you.
You are welcome to sign up on the website. Let us know that you're going to come. Or, well, you have to sign up on the website so we know. They're going to run the cars through the timing system, make sure it works correctly, which is a good test. And you can come to as many or all of the rounds that you want. If you want to chase the points, you need to jump in next month on the 3rd Sunday so that you have the maximum opportunity. Otherwise, you are welcome to just come for a single one-off event if you want to. It's going to be weird seeing the cars go the opposite direction in the pits.
Yeah, it's a very long pit exit now. Yeah, they have to go all the way around to the back of the facility to get onto the track. So
it's kind of a delay in getting the speed up there, too, so it'll be an interesting merge point for them.
I wonder if people aren't going to be as concerned about how tight their seatbelts are once their timer runs out, because, I mean, they're just going to make sure they're in the car.
Drew, you should always make sure that your seatbelts are fastened.
Absolutely, yes. But now that the pit exit is so long, they have that time to make sure that as they're just cruising along the exterior.
We won't launch them until their seatbelt is securely fastened.
Absolutely.
You have a full 25 seconds. When they pull in the one slot, they will jump in the car adjacent, and they'll have 25 seconds. They can't leave until 25 seconds is expired.
Correct.
So they got plenty of time on that.
Awesome.
Well, I do believe that that's still going to leave Marshall Miller on the pole position, so he will earn that bonus point. Joey Valentine had a 25.7. He was very close to Marshall's time, but I believe that's going to slot him into number 2. Dom D'Angelo had a 36.0, and Armand had a 36.023. All right, so let's look at some decimal places here. Oh, Dom D'Angelo was a 0.24. Armand was a 0.23. They were literally 1/1000th of a second off of each other.
Wow, very, very close racing here at K1 for the 2 qualifiers.
You checking the rain?
Yeah, the forecast, I'm looking at the radar right now, and so right now it's 7 o'clock, 6:56.
It shows rain overhead of us, but it's actually not hitting the ground.
Right, yeah, and it's a very light portion, just the kind of the tail end of the front that's coming through. So it looks like if we do get a little wet, it's only going to be for a very short period of time. So maybe we can slip in
2 half-hour sessions.
You know what?
Let's zoom out a little bit and see how much rain we got coming. Oh, it's so spotty, isn't it?
It is very spotty. Yeah, it looks like the main cell is going over Summit County.
Hey, Zach, see if you can get that microphone down to some drivers, because I think we're going to have a little bit of time in between.
That mic that was over by you.
There's also the handheld mic, I believe, that's by the booth. Let's see if we can get some driver interviews.
Okay, the official sort order is done. Marshall Miller's going to be your pole sitter, followed by Joey Valentine, Armand Deligny, then Dom D'Angelo. They were literally separated by 1/1000 of a second. Tyler Stevenson qualifying in the 5th position. Jonathan Douglas in number 6. I think that's got to be one of his better qualifying times. Adam Weaver making it into the A main, as well as Garrett Hagerman and PJ.
John, you want an interview? Me? Yeah.
Why me?
Tristan McCauley will be the pole sitter for your B main first, followed by Katie
What's
Wise,
up?
Chris Kuhn, Tyler Covell, Mark Davis, Jackson, Chris
Man,
Jack.
I just drive
I
here.
hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then Cy and Jesse.
All right, looks like we have a driver that's putting on a headset and has the
We have J.
overhead
Doug.
mic. Yes.
What up?
J. Doug. All right, Zach, can you zoom in for us? Why are you down
Zach is way down there.
Yeah, we're
there?
good.
Zach, can you
He's
be
left his post
can
and
you
he
be
can't
in,
hear us.
can you be
Go
in
up
two
there,
places
zoom.
in the same time for us, please?
Man, if that were me, wow, that'd be embarrassing.
J. Doug, do you know where you qualified?
Not overall. Obviously, I'm 3rd in my qualifier, but I have no idea where that puts me.
6th in the A main.
Hey, that's not bad.
Nice job. All right, so give us the lowdown. What is it like, or do you like it doing this track configuration?
Yeah, I actually love this track configuration.
Hey,
I'm
John.
not gonna lie. Coming around the carousel, obviously we're coming in reverse. I totally didn't realize it was straight there. I didn't even look at the track when I just hopped in the cart. So I lifted every time, and I was like, "Oh, it's straight." Like at least the first 3 laps.
Yeah.
But then after that, I was good to go.
Now,
But
that you lifted as you were going through the garage door?
no, like before all
Oh,
that.
before the carousel.
Like yeah, right before you basically turn to where it would have been.
Yeah.
Like a
Turn 5-ish.
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I guess that's turn 6, but
yeah, turn 6. Yep.
yeah, that's probably muscle memory. You hit the carousel and you just want to lift because you think you're going to go around the long teardrop, and then you don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't pay attention. First 3 laps, I was like, I just had to program that. But after that, it was good. I love the flow. It's fun.
We're keeping an eye on the weather. It possibly won't rain. Maybe, kind of, sort of.
So are we changing the layout?
That's going to be a game time decision.
that's-
Yeah.
I think it is game time because we're ready to roll, aren't we?
Oh, boy.
It does seem that way.
We'll have to get a poll of some of the track workers down there to see what
Says
their
J.
best
Doug.
guess is.
What's your call, J-Doug? Should we try to run it and then if
Yeah,
it
what do you
rains, just
wanna do?
close it?
Well, I didn't look at the weather, so it's a gamble if you're asking me,
Okay.
to be honest.
Well,
I say send it, but
We basically.
these are your carts.
I know. I don't mind the carts so much as the batteries is what worries me.
I'll buy Saran wrap for the next one.
All right, will you? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That might help.
Yeah, wear your raincoat.
Yep.
But we're looking at radar right now, which shows that there's rain overhead, but it's not hitting the ground. So,
I'm with it.
all right. Are we waiting for track workers then, or what's up?
Yeah, they just called drivers up. I wasn't listening, but yeah, they just called drivers.
Okay.
Does anybody else you want to talk to?
Anybody you want to, you get to wait around now because you're going to be in the A main.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Interesting. Well, let's see. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but let's go. Send it.
Love it.
What's up, Armand? How you doing? Good, yeah. All
We
right.
can see him through the window.
Nice. They're looking at you right now. So, how'd you like this layout?
Layout's really good. It's really fast through the carousel. Or do I have to come over here? All right, I'm being summoned apparently.
Okay, you want this headset? I'll let you get it.
Sure.
It works either way.
All right. How's that?
That's awesome. Armand, how are we doing? How did that qualifier go for you?
Qualifier went well. I think I P3 overall, so I'm pretty happy. The first time with this layout, so really trying to figure out the exit to the carousel with the extra speed going into the outdoor portion. So that's what Marshall and I were just discussing. Seeing if you need to take a wider line into the S's outside or try to stay tighter and keep some speed, but lose a little smoothness, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. So you have a lot of speed going into the carousel and then through that little shortcut. So do you have to lift? Do you have to brake going into that? Or Kind of what's your strategy going through it?
So through the whole carousel, I'm just flat out through the whole portion into the outside portion, and then I'm hugging the wall tight and then braking once I get to the S's outside.
Yeah, very interesting.
Did you realize the gap between you and Dom?
Yeah, I knew it was tight. I saw their times. I know Dom, and then right behind Dom, I think it's Tyler Stevenson.
Yep.
I think they ran .045 and a .049. I could be off by a couple, but I knew I had to beat that to place in the top 3. So that was my target, and I'm glad I made it.
So I mentioned already, but Dom's time was a 36.024. You were a 36.023.
Oh, he was an 024. I thought he was an 045.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
perfect.
It was that close.
Yeah, literally
Even better.
1,000th of a decimal.
You better be watching your rear bumper.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll try to hook up to Marshall and Joseph. I think both of them are ahead of me. So
Possibly. Now, you are widely known for loving rain races. Why is that? Why are you crazy?
Why am I crazy? Just because it just adds that extra variable with a little and a lot of racers here aren't used to it, and actually a lot of racers in general aren't used to it. So I've got experience in that aspect, and you have to find a completely different line outside with the track being wet in certain portions. So it's extremely challenging, and I love it.
I raced with you one time here when it was a wet, drying track, and I always remember we were going reverse direction, just like you guys did tonight, and you suddenly jolted to the outside of a corner, but then you rocketed away from me, and I realized that you had found the dry line.
Yep,
So
that's the secret with racing in the rain. So you got to find the dry line, and you actually, especially on not as much here, but on the outdoor courses when you're running, you're taking the outside of the corner because there's technically less standing water there, and you're not as tight, so your cart doesn't lose traction.
that was exactly the case, because I think the water pooled up a little bit closer to the barriers, and it was trapping the water, so you jettisoned to the outside and found that dry line.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we won't tell anybody that you told them that in case it does rain tonight. So.
Perfect. Well, I'm hoping it stays at least a little dry, so that we can race all night. I don't want any damage to the carts.
Yeah, I don't either. There's a possibility that it'll just be a short shower as we're looking
I
at
just
this
looked
rain.
at the forecast, and it looks like there was a wind from the south that blew the front a little bit north, so that it's not even going to hit.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah,
that's what that's just like that too. So we felt a couple drops when we were running qualifying, but from the looks of it, it's going to dodge us, and the next big showers until 10.
Okay, so you guys did feel those drops.
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, probably 5 or 6, but nothing crazy.
I kept saying that we were looking at radar, it showed rain, but it just wasn't hitting the ground. So,
Nope, it was there, just really small.
Fascinating.
well, thanks for joining us. If there's anybody there who else wants to talk, I think we got just another minute before
Do
they
you see
run.
Garrett anywhere down there in the pits, or we have a lot of requests for Garrett?
For Garrett, I actually don't know who Garrett is.
He has a white and black helmet. He probably is along the fence line there.
Okay, I think. Let me see over here.
There's Joey.
Hello, Joey.
Either one of you gets Garrett's? Yeah.
There is a Garrett. Awesome.
You get,
Armand, thank
you
you
get the
so
next
much.
interview.
Yeah, hand him the headset.
All right, here. Got it.
All right.
Garrett.
It's
Yeah,
Garrett's
cameras-
first interview on
cameras
the
there.
live stream. Welcome. You got some chat
You have
friends.
JJ
Yeah.
Gaming is all over the chat with he's really excited for you to see you compete in the Endurance Series.
Yeah, we made a bet about the race. $10 if I get top 5. So he's trying to do everything to not let me get top 5 in the race. So
Does he think that putting your name in the comment section is going to prevent you from getting in the top 5?
I don't know. I think he's just trying everything to distract me.
Absolutely pulling all the stops.
Tristan.
Well, it's exciting. How do you feel that
Tristan.
qualifying round went
I
for
don't
you?
even have my.
Oh, I feel
headset on.
great. That's probably the best qualifying I've ever done in the endurance. It's the first time in the A main, so I'm really excited about it.
That's an exciting opportunity for you. We're happy to see you in that A main. Yeah.
You've got Adam in front of you, and you got PJ from behind. So which do you think is the bigger or lesser threat?
I know PJ is a very good racer, so I'm probably going to have to play some defense at the beginning to hold him off. But I think if I get pretty good out there, decent card, and just good lines and stuff, and I think I can hold him off.
Well, that's good. I mean, you're starting 8th, so all you got to do is you have to finish the top 5. Is that what you said with the bet?
Yeah, top 5, and I get $10. So,
so 3 spaces. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, I'm just hoping my pitch strategy helps me out to get ahead of everyone.
That will be key, and everybody or nobody has done this pit yet, so they haven't done it in green conditions other than what you guys just practiced.
Yeah.
How did it go so far?
I think it went pretty well.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Is it weird coming through turn 1 and slowing down there?
Yeah, it's a little weird because I'm used to going the other way. So you come pretty hot in through the pits on the other side. But here, yeah, it's completely different.
It's fine.
Well, good. We'll be keeping an eye out on the chat and all your fans for you. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. I think we're getting ready to go to the B-Main.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. If you could hand the headset back to Zach up on camera 1, that would be a huge help.
Okay.
He's going to be like, who's that?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I think Garrett drives quite a ways to get here, so it's kind of cool that he makes it up here on a Sunday night.
Absolutely, yeah. We're always happy to have some out-of-towners come in, show their passion for racing, and drop some awesome lap times.
Oh, man, Drew, this is going to be awesome if we can get this in the dry, because it looks like after this wave, we're going to have a dry, or I'm repeating myself. We're going to have a dry spell. I don't know. We're going to have no rain.
Oh, that's exciting. Very exciting.
The lights are on outside. I feel like we need a camera out there now.
Yeah, the camera 2 stand is unmanned
Abandoned
this evening, so we're not able to have any live action shots, but we do have this overhead. So if anything exciting happens out there, we'll be able to have this overhead.
We didn't want them getting struck by lightning.
No, absolutely not. We don't have that liability insurance for the camera operators.
Yeah, if you're an insurance provider, we don't do this ever. I believe you're going to be on board here with Cy. 25.
Something with a 2 in
Yeah,
front.
it must be Cy because Jonathan is in the A main tonight. So 25. Yeah, that's correct. So they're going to have to get these cars turned around. They'll probably make a quick out and in, is my guess. There's a board up above Jacob's head up there that says K1 Speed right now. That's traditionally where we put the lap timer. I'm sorry, the pit timer. And it's not going to be conducive for them tonight because they're going to be facing the other direction. So they're just going to be relying upon our track operators to tell them when to go. Again, this was a round that was added to the series at the last minute. So a few monkey wrenches, some new stuff. Doesn't hurt anybody. Let's just try some new stuff and let's see how it goes. We'll start the regular season next month on the 3rd Sunday, and then we'll run 2 Sundays back-to-back, by the way. So that way we can get 6 rounds in during the course of 5 months. It all leads up to the 12 Hours of Canton. If you guys haven't visited 12 Hours of Canton before, visit 12hoursofcanton.com. Be thinking about whether you would be interested in running a team, because those team entries will be open eventually. If not this year, the first of the year. Jason kind of determines that. Teams are required to have at least 2 drivers, but you can have as many as you want, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers. It is literally a 12-hour race. It is on this track, is on the indoor track. It runs in March. We have the date is the weekend of St. Patrick's Day. So you can take a Friday off, come in, set up your tent for the day, start racing at noon, and race all the way till midnight. It is the pinnacle of racing here at K1 Speed Canton that we are leading up to.
It's incredible to watch it when it is live, being here in person, seeing the hot swaps in the pits. There's just a very strong structure of how the pit swaps work. You can't, like your teammate that you're swapping out with can't get in the pit area until you are completely stopped.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very serious. We have a huge team behind the scenes and on the track that are working to make sure everything runs smoothly, and it's really, really fun to see. And it's all live streamed, so wherever you are in the country, you can tune in there in March to watch the 12 Hours of Canton.
We're going to be on board with Tristan McCauley, who's your pole sitter for the B main. He's going to be sitting right at that track light. That's a cool position to be in. I'm glad they've gridded them up in that position. That was heads up on their part.
Yeah, that's excellent.
And then we're going to go back to 3. Tyler Covell, he's going to be on board, as well as Katie Wise. Like I said last stream, we always have it on board with Katie because you never want to be without. And, of course, we have overhead. So 30-minute race tonight. The driver determines when he or she wants to pit. It is completely up to them. They can pit immediately or they can wait till the end of the race. They just have to make sure they at least do 1 pit stop within 30 minutes.
Yeah, once we get this race started, there's going to be everybody feet off the pedals, and then the green light will show on those LED lights that are all around the track.
Zach, give us a little bit of wider shot so we can see the start here. And then stand by. We're going to start a brand new season of the Endurance Championship. This will be round 1. The B main is about to begin. Thanks for joining us on a Sunday night and hanging out with us. Off they go, Tristan. Tristan in the lead and followed by Katie Wise, who is going to have right on the back of his bumper. Oh, and he's immediately going to take the position right there as they all go bumper to bumper. Chris Kuhn sliding his neck in there in the number 27, side by side with Tyler Covell, trying to give him the squeeze. Tyler's going to have the inside line. Chris goes outside to the gate, and Tyler's going to maintain that position. Let's just see, make sure he gets the right braking zone into 4, and then they're clean.
That was a major advantage for Tyler to have that inside turn coming into the indoor portion of the track. There's that long straight, and so having that inside position was able to get him in front.
Katie got a great start on Tristan. It's not going to reflect because they're still going across the timing line there as we go on board with Tristan, who's now looking in the back of Katie. But she leapfrogged him on the start. She goes sideways, messes up that corner. Will Tristan take advantage of that? Gives her... Oh, no, don't turn her sideways.
No,
he pushed her out of the way, and they're going to stall the race for that maneuver to give her that spot back.
Nice job, Katie.
We have some color commentary down there on the track.
Always see if we can pick up some camera audio from Katie. No, it's going to be static. So, Katie, move on. Let's get back in order. They need to give her speed so that she can get around. He really hit her rear bumper there and just stayed on it as she tried to counter steer, but not hard enough. So
Looks like there's some betting also going on with Mark Davis. There's more than $10 at stake, so a lot of performance expected out of Mark. We're all rooting for you.
Yes, that is correct.
yes, I'm not sure why Katie's just not making the move, but maybe she's just waiting for the official word. Or it just stalled out maybe, so Tristan to help her out.
There we go. Getting some movement.
She should. Give Katie speed 1.
Yeah, Andy, I completely agree with you. We never know what could come on through those audio waves, but she certainly does have strong feelings about anything that is done against her.
In good fun.
Absolutely.
She enjoys it. Yeah.
That's racing, baby.
I'm not really sure why there's a bunch of discussion on this. Seemed pretty clear, but maybe they just didn't have the same shot we did, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
We had the brand new track lights out, and then obviously with the threat of rain, we couldn't leave them out there because they're not weatherproof, and so now we're going to look for a green flag.
When I wave this flag, you guys get any gas pedal. Take both feet off.
All right, stand by for the restart. We'll go on board with Tristan McCauley so that we can watch this action again. And green flag again. And let's see what this brings us. As we have we have another false start. We temporarily went to speed 1. I saw the lights flashing on the cars, and now we're back at full speed, I believe. So green flag conditions are underway again. It ate away a few minutes on the clock. These guys are not going to have as many laps. Long lap times going up on the board because this is the first official. I saw Tristan bump the right-hand side of his car there.
Yeah, you really got to be careful there because that could really jolt you if
That
you
was
have
one
too
of
much speed.
one of the considerations of not being able to go the opposite direction because that bumper sticks out there, so we have to go in the reverse.
Yeah.
Tyler Covell in the 3rd spot. I heard rumors through the track radios that they had a little bit of a sprinkle out there. We still see that green map or blob above the track, but we're monitoring it to see if it's going to go away and give us dry conditions for the rest of the race. We're going to hope that they can continue to get it in the dry.
Drop a comment if you think it's called a blop or blob.
What do I call it? A blop?
Both.
Oh. A bloop, a blob.
So yeah, I just refreshed the radar, and it looks like we are, like that green shadow is all over us right now. So
Tristan McCauley right on the tail of Katie Wise. These two have battled it out before in the endurance. We got Tyler Covell. It was kind of a surprise to have him in the B main, but again, that was one of the things about mixing up the track conditions, something he had never seen before. I'll be interested to see if he can make any moves as we go with his camera. The more that these two battle in front, the more he's going to be able to gain on them.
now this is a good race coming through the S's on the outdoor portion between the top 3 so far.
Pick them up overhead as they come in. That's Katie Wise in the lead, the number 35, followed by Tristan 31. Chris Kuhn down there in the number 27. Looks like he lost a spot to Mark Davis.
I wonder if any of these people, if Katie thinks that it's going to be a good idea to come into for a pit, because it looks like these 3, maybe even 4, are really tailing her and trying to find the right opportunity to overtake her.
I think she enjoys having the pressure, but Tyler...
Oh, the little bump on the back to Tristan.
The difference in the lines there is each driver has a little bit of an idea how much faster they can go through there, but none of them lining up nose to tail, so... Katie nicknamed the Bull, usually because she's trying to hunt somebody down or keep him from trying to make a pass on him, but today she's got to keep an eye on her back bumper because she's got a lot of heat from behind.
Yeah, this is sort of a rare form to see Katie.
As
We're happy to see her defending.
As we see Cy, who's going to be the first one to pit. I just saw him slow down, so we'll see how this goes on the first pit stop. We'll run over to camera 1. And pit timer now, 25 seconds counting down. It's so interesting seeing the cars go in the opposite direction. As we look at on board with Tristan McCauley, he was looking on the outside of Katie, didn't get the move, but Tyler's going to squeeze his way in there, but Tristan's going to have the preferred line back into 2. One thing about having that tight track is if you do make a mistake in one corner, just hold it, keep in it, and then you have the advantage into the next corner.
Looks like the GoPro did not make it over to Cy's new kart, but he is coming out of the pits. He's in that long pit exit. And going to re-enter to the track
and that's going
shortly.
to put a pretty big gap in between these cars, but now they're squeezing back in, squeezing back together as they go through 4. Got Mark Davis, who is also on a pit here. He's probably on timer 2. He just expired. Oh, he forgot to turn the car on. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. First thing you need to do when you get in the car is turn it on because it takes a couple seconds for it to engage. Zach, let's follow him on the exit of the pits. Let's see how the merge line looks tonight. Mom and Dad are cheering for you. And re-accelerate. You're kind of in a dead zone there for a couple seconds, but we'll follow back on the leaders. Tristan McCauley there on the opposite side of the track.
Still right on the tail of Katie Wise. Oh, and there's a little nudge.
She points and says, no, don't do that. She has the preferred line. Oh.
She's defending so hard.
We'll follow right one car behind him with Tyler. If I was one of these drivers, I would take my pit stop. If you really think that you could run this track faster, this would be a great time to get out from underneath the traffic. But so far, they just seem content on battling bumper to bumper.
Absolutely.
In fact, there's just a group of 4 of them here in the front that are all now separated from the rest of the field. Tristan trying that line again, but this time Tyler's going to be the one taking the inside. And can he make 2 moves at once? No, he's going to snake back behind Katie and wait for another opportunity at another line. That'll move.
That was a very clean overtake over Tristan.
Exactly. Tristan tried the outside line as he'd been doing, but that opened the window for Tyler, and now he takes second spot. Oh! now
no.
Tristan pushing
Just
into the
gave it up.
side out of nowhere.
Wow.
There's the 4 in the pack right now that we're following. Don't forget that we've also got Chris Kuhn back there. He was able to jump back up to position because he was previously ahead of Mark Davis, I believe. So who do we have in the pits? Who is our next pit stopper?
5, 4,
We have it on camera 1 overhead.
You're good. You can go now.
All right, that'll launch the number 23 of Jackson, who I believe this is his first endurance race. Keep on the gas, buddy.
Yeah, keep going.
All the way. No, don't
no,
wait.
he
Don't
has-
wait for the.
He has his
Don't
foot
wait
on
for
the
that.
brake.
Yeah, he's waiting for the gate. He needs to
Oh,
keep
no,
going.
keep going.
Keep going.
Held up just a little bit there.
There we go. All right, now let's reaccelerate. There's the timing line right there. As we're looking on board with the 3 of these guys, Chris Kuhn mixing it up with those. He squeezed by both Tyler and
Yes,
Tristan.
and he gives that fist bump. He's excited about that.
However, I don't think he made friends with those 2 drivers doing that pass.
Nope. Yeah, he's under a lot of pressure going into those S's in the outdoor portion.
So now they're just going to play bumper cars.
Getting more friendly
Tra-
nudges.
track workers will keep an eye on that because you just can't hit somebody out of order. We do understand bumper-to-bumper action. It's a tight track, but at the same time, you're not allowed to hit somebody out of place and take them out to take the position. Yeah, I believe that's the track sign right now being shown from the track marshal about no bumping. Check back on with Tristan McCauley, dropping back to the 4th spot right now. Tristan has been laying down some really fast times during the arrive and drive sessions. In fact, one of the sessions here recently, I saw him on top of the leaderboard with his buddy Joey. He was pretty excited about that. But qualifying in the B main tonight, fighting it out with Katie Chris and Tyler Covell.
And so, yeah, seeing Chris Kuhn move from 4th position to P2, Katie was able to make a pretty big gap.
Yeah.
So Katie is
Just checked out from the field.
yeah, she's already in the S's, and the 2nd position, Chris Kuhn, just made it to the outdoor portion.
That's the
so-
leader, and then the 3 cars behind. You're exactly right. 4. Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like that battle between 2, 3, and 4 really held it up.
So this will be good for her because she doesn't have that pressure from behind. We'll see what her lap times do as time goes on here.
And she's just going to put on cruise control and tune out all the other noise that's happening behind her.
Cruise control, maybe hit a few bumps.
Yeah.
Or a few barriers here and there. Tyler Covell, there we go, 35.9. He's apparently found the line as Katie slides sideways through the S's. What was our qualifying time for Marshall? Let me open that back up. 35.6. So 36.5 is where we are in the race. So we're about a second off the pace of where Marshall was in the first qualifier. Second qualifier. Tristan McCauley in for his pit stop now. Not quite halfway through the race. 17 minutes remaining on the clock. Going to wait for his release time and press the throttle. Oh, something happened with him. He also did not have the car turned on. It takes a couple seconds for that relay to kick on, so that's going to cost him.
You know, you wouldn't believe that he's a seasoned endurance race driver.
Yeah.
That's step 1 of getting into that new kart.
We kind of wondered about that with the new drivers, but not his first radio. So
It can happen to anybody.
all right, well, we'll see what that does to the field. That's going to be a few seconds in the gap when they all sort through. Right now, you're looking at positions 5 through 8 have all pitted, so Katie, Chris, Tyler, and Jesse all staying out so far. Tyler's almost, I'm trying to gauge the position on the track. Tyler's almost a lap up on him. But the, well, what am I trying to say? The pit delta is almost 2 laps. It looks like maybe a lap and a half with the
Yeah.
timer. A lap and 3/4 almost.
So yeah, Mark Davis is there in the lead with that group of 4 that have already pitted from this B main. And it does look like Mark Davis was able to almost undercut Tristan because I believe Tristan qualified higher than Mark. Am I correct about that?
I forgot to snap that from the qualifier. Hang on.
That's all right.
System call.
You're looking at the battle now between 2 and 3.
Yeah, Tyler Covell on the tail of Chris Kuhn.
That's the one that we're staying with right here on board with him. Looks like most of the drivers the last time around in the 36s. I would imagine still adjusting to some of this line. I would think that they're probably still trying to figure out what the fastest way around that shortcut is. Not a lot of laps in this orientation. It's a brand new track tonight. Nobody really has run this in competition before. As we look on the lights on the outdoor track, we anticipated rain tonight, but everything is holding off so far other than a few sprinkles. There's Chris Kuhn in the white helmet, and we were just on board with Tyler. We'll switch back on with him in 1 second as they go out of the shot. And now we just passed the halfway point as Drew checks the radar to see if anything's changing.
Yeah, looks like the cell that was overhead is now past, and we won't have anything until it looks like 9 o'clock, and things are probably going to be wrapped up here by then.
Well, at least the B main. We'll probably get it clear then.
Yeah.
I wish I was running this track orientation. I like it.
Yeah, this looks really exciting.
I remember when we first opened this up, I'm going to call you out, Adam, because I think you're probably listening to us. So he went through the shortcut. It was obviously brand new concrete. There was no grip. And as he went to that right-hander, he just completely slid to the outside, almost slammed into the side of the garage door.
Oh, my goodness. So how many times did it have to be run through the exhibition of speed in order to put down enough rubber to give it traction?
As Tyler Covell goes purple with that 35. Yeah, it was right here. This was all dusty, and he went to the right and just slid to that outside white barrier and just completely rammed it. That 37 is going to look to the inside. Jesse Ernst, I believe. That's a 35.
Yeah, that was Katie Wise, actually. Yeah,
Oh,
Katie
wait,
slid
Katie.
sideways.
Oh, lost all kinds of time in the lead. Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler and Chris have caught back up to that first position.
Tyler taking full advantage of that as they're going to go through the fast section of the 4. He's just going to stay right behind her. Into the braking zone, into the 2 short chutes.
Looks like she's
Is she going to spit?
Yeah.
Okay, she is.
She put up her
All right.
arm. That's a good move from Katie. Yeah, looks like she was losing track time, and she made the right call.
All right, so let's follow along overhead. Katie makes a stop with Chris Kuhn. They're going to be pitting together. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Both of them almost exactly the same time. Let's see if they both turn on their cars. Did you see Chris turn his on?
I did not see him do it, but...
I guess we'll find out in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there
they
it goes.
go. All right.
Better late than never. It's like 4, 3, 2, 1. Katie's good to go, and Chris is too. Neither of them take their GoPros with them, so
Oh, no.
we are...
So that's Tyler
In
who
the
just
dark.
went around the outside to the top of the shot. And then Tyler's going to pit as well.
Tristan.
So I believe that will complete the pit cycle for everybody. So everybody, what were they waving at?
Tristan just realized that all the GoPros were left.
Yeah, good. Well, at least we'll have one on Tyler.
Yep. Thank you, Zach, on camera 1.
Yeah, appreciate that. See what a tough job it is for Camera One. They're always having to do extra work for us.
Man, I can't believe what it's like up there.
Probably really stressful. All right, so which one did Tyler move to?
So he moved into Tristan. No.
5. If you can hear
I'm not sure. There's the merge point. Okay, let's see where they come out. Let's check the overhead. Where did that sort them out? Is that Katie in the lead? It is.
Yes.
Katie, Tyler, and then Chris, and then Mark Davis.
All right, Mark has a little bit of ground to catch to get up to to catch up to the back of P3.
Yeah. So this is your leaderboard right here. Wow,
This is an exciting chain.
that was very well executed pit stops because they all sorted through. Katie maintaining the lead and Tyler coming out in second. Chris right behind him.
Yeah, it looks like there was just a little bit of space between Katie and Chris coming out of the pit, and Tyler slid right on in there. That's awesome racing.
We'll have to use this shot as the outdoor because we don't have anybody on board anymore.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So, Zach, be ready to pick them up on the inside for us. There they go. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah, I thought they moved that camera. Well, they did. But
I'm not sure
Tyler's
which one's
got
coming
one
in
that's, I'm not sure where it is. So, Katie loves sliding sideways. Tyler keeps looking for an opportunity to try to take advantage of her, just not working. When she slides sideways, she kind of blocks the road. That's why they call her the Bull. Especially in that braking zone. And you never know. There might be a few raindrops out there. Tyler's going to look at the inside, not going to take advantage of it.
Coming back in, Tyler is just on the bumper of Katie. But it looks like she's defending very well, not giving up any space whatsoever.
We're
Tyler
just
tries to
making
go wide.
making her car super wide, yeah.
Yeah, Chris.
Mark Davis going to make on the inside.
And
That's going to score not quite ahead of Chris. He didn't get his transponder across the line that fast, but Mark Davis on the hunt in the 4th position, the number 2 car tonight.
I'll tell you, he had his car in the right position in order to get ahead in front of Chris Kuhn, but was not able to execute because it looks like the door was just closed. And then coming around, yeah, the track just kind of closed him out.
All the pressure goes back to Katie Wise with just under 10 minutes remaining in the race. She's trying to hold off the top position. Oh, she keeps going wide, and Tyler's going to look to the outside. That's going to allow Chris Kuhn to squeeze to the inside, but no, that's going to give Mark Davis the around the outside. And Tyler going, what is going on is Chris Kuhn squeezes through before the timing line.
Looks like Tyler wasn't very happy with how that all came out, and I wouldn't be either if I was squeezed from
But he's going to give him
P3.
he's going to give him the reverse action right there.
Didn't quite give enough
questionable
space.
move there.
Yeah, for Chris.
I mean, I know that he wasn't happy with the move in turn 2, but Chris was taking advantage of the outside maneuver between him and Katie. So
and Mark Davis was able to
capitalize
take advantage
on
of that. Yeah.
Yes. So Mark Davis moving up to the 3rd spot here. Chris Kuhn straight on his tail.
Yeah, he's going to be madder than a hornet coming out behind in P4. This is not what he wanted, nor would he expect it. Tyler's still on the tail of Katie Wise on the outdoor portion. Some really close racing between the two of those.
Katie in the number 5, Tyler in the number 32. Last time, look at those lap times, 37.3 versus the 36.8.
Mark
so
Davis is giving Tyler a run for his money.
The classic example of the number 2 person getting held up. Can Mark take advantage of that? This is a great opportunity for him to practice that racecraft.
Chelsea says, yes, Mark. We got the fan club all over.
Katie just, there's going to pile up to the outside. Another incident where Katie was just sideways with the car going through that corner.
So let's see how the track puts this out.
I don't know if she's going to get that position back in that case. We'll let them review it, but all the drivers who have been heated in the competition now going to be staring each other in the face.
Nobody's going to advocate for their partner here. They're only going to advocate for themselves.
Tristan McCauley dropping down to the 5th spot through basically that bad pit stop. And we also have the onboard with Jackson, who's kind of facing the direction of the others, but off to the right-hand side of our shot. So we'll get Owen on track and make the decision.
That cart sucks, dude. It spins out so bad. She lost it, and I was right there. I didn't mean to.
I was telling Dad, I was like, I fucked up.
I didn't mean to.
I fucked up.
Did you hear Katie's response?
Yes.
Okay. She's taking responsibility for it. So.
Yeah.
No.
No, he was behind us.
You were in front of Mark.
Up there. You were in front of Mark. Up there.
Reverse, bitch. Am I up there?
Yeah.
Or we're all 3 up there.
Yeah, we were all in front of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to. All right, make it quick before it starts pouring.
I'm trying.
They want to get the race going before the rain gets too heavy. It looks like, are we able to see if there's some sprinkles coming down?
Well, if you were on a camera, maybe.
Man, should be me out there. It'd be me out there.
Let me by.
I saw it and I was like, oh, shit.
Just let me go.
It pissed me off when you took me in the straight, bud. It's so weird getting taken in the straight.
Yeah.
Well, this will be an interesting restart.
Absolutely, yeah. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 all matched up together.
All right, feet off the pedal.
And since there's no LED start lights out there, we have to have a track worker officially say when the race starts.
That's too bad because we had them all set up. Even earlier today, they were out there, but
Just beating the shit out of
I'd rather
them.
them race in the outdoor dry than worry about lights, but yeah, it's a shame.
We're not bumping, we're just racing aggressive.
All right, cool. As long as they're all good with
You
it.
guys all see me? I can't see. I'm too plugged up. All right.
You're too quiet.
3, 2, 1.
And off they go. This is going to be a really interesting start. Let's pick them up when they come inside. What order will they sort out with? Katie's going to be in the lead. Then you got a Mark Davis right behind him, right behind her, and Tyler and Chris right behind. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this race. That clock was continuing to tick while that yellow flag was in order. Katie again switching sideways, very aggressive on her turns. Look at that, Mark Davis moving up in the field. Now he's going to be the one that gets to contend with the bull.
Nobody's giving up any gap. They're all taking the same line coming into the S's.
Yeah, you've now got a
Mark and Katie side by side.
Tristan McCauley who's caught up with the group, so now we got a shot of the entire crew.
Mark came over in front of Katie, I think.
Oh, this looks like it's going to be an interesting battle as they come through 4. And they're gonna squeeze Mark.
Yeah, Mark goes to the back of the pack.
Tristan going to leave room on the outside smartly just to avoid getting contact. But that'll leave Mark in the third position, so I think that sorted out fairly, even though it was not a clean turn 4. We can just stay on board with Tristan. So, dude, they're just so aggressive going into the corner. Like, you have to be further up on the car in order to get a clean pass on the car in front. It's just too much on the rear bumper. Katie trying to hang on for her life. She really wants to win this B main. Tyler saying, I have the pace. I would like to get past you, please. And, sorry, Tristan's going to be the best shot for us, I guess, at this point. Tyler got outside. What can he do? Nothing there. Same order as they come through turn 4. The highest speed corner with the hardest braking and right turn of the track.
And Mark is really following Chelsea's advice right here, following that line. He's not giving up any space.
That's
really
going to move him up a
defending
spot,
well.
though.
Yep.
Now Tyler Covell is going to be the one pushing Mark Davis in the number 2 machine. The whole field is bunched up because of all this aggressive movement going on. Tyler again pushing to the outside. Bumping, grinding through the reversed alternate configuration tonight in the first round of the Endurance Championship Series. Thanks for joining us if this is your first time. We have a couple new subscribers to the channel, so hopefully you guys are enjoying content. We're mixing it up a little bit because of changing track conditions. We don't have all the camera angles that we wanted tonight because of the rain outdoors, but at least these racers are getting to race outside while the weather still is nice.
We are approaching the second half of September.
This is the official start of fall today, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. The solstice, I believe, was yesterday, so the first full day of fall today.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Leaves are starting to turn colors, but not quite yet. Everything is still green for the most part. And Mark is coming on that.
That's going to give Tyler an
inside,
advantage.
outside.
Now he's going to get squeezed outside.
he goes
and
wide.
Tristan also taking advantage of that. Boy, Mark hit that barrier pretty hard. I heard that from behind our booth.
Here we have Shay saying she's so impressed how Mark has improved since he started racing. So proud of him. Yeah, he really
Yeah,
has.
for sure.
He's been racing for a long time.
I think
here at
that's
K1.
an important thing for young racers to learn is the racecraft. I talked about this numerous times off air, but the challenge of racing for lap time is one thing, but getting in and messing with the racers like you're doing tonight is an important thing to learn, and the only way to do it is just mix it up with other drivers. And you have to be put in conditions where you have to make decisions on whether to turn or whether to brake or when to try to pass and when to push the issue. That's all developing racecraft, and that's something that Mark's doing really well.
And it looks like Tristan McCauley just overtook Tyler to reach P2. And this is really crazy. As we approach 35 seconds left in this B main, the race is anyone's.
Oh, Mark's sticking his nose up there. That's not going to be good for everyone turning sideways.
Bunch up, yeah.
One of the most aggressive B mains we've seen in a long time.
It's incredible how close everybody is here at the final portion.
I believe that's going to expire time so that when they do get started, it will be their last lap, I believe.
Yep.
Track workers are going to review the footage and see who was in what spot before they put everybody back in the order.
Free Willy Goss says, hold him off, Katie. And that's certainly what she is doing, but also might be to her own demise. Because,
Mr. Goss,
yes.
Good to see you in the chat. Hey, come race with us again because we miss having you for GP. Or maybe join this series and you got time. I'm just going to confirm with them that the white flag is going to fly on this last lap. What's the latest weather update?
All right, so yeah, loading it now. It looks like we're just on the tail end of a little system that came through our area. There is another front coming through, but I'm fast forwarding the radar forecast. And it looks like it's going to hit around 8:45 p.m. So hopefully we'll be done with our A main by then, but we will see. It's 7:45 p.m. right now here in Canton, Ohio. And the weather is still holding off enough to race on this outdoor portion. If you haven't had the opportunity to come into K1 Speed Canton and race this outdoor track, we would be happy to have you come in. It's a arrive and drive for anybody that is tall enough. And it's really an exciting experience. You get to race on this exact track. Not necessarily this exact layout, but there is this outdoor and indoor hybrid track that you are able to race on, weather permitting. So come on in. Give it a shot.
Yeah, weather permitting, plus or minus droplets of rain.
That's right. Yeah, we're really stretching the limits of our allowable racing on this outdoor portion. We'll have to get...
I think last year we were... how late were we outdoor last year? Do you remember?
Oh, man, I want to say it was into November even.
I think so, because I remember titling one of the videos that we were still racing outdoors in November.
Yeah.
So you never know. We keep it open as long as possible, as long as it's not too cold. It's interesting that the drivers don't really complain much because they wear helmets. So you can race pretty cold conditions out there and not worry about it.
Yeah, and I think I did hear Tyler Covell say on the radio, I think I overheard it in one of the GoPros, saying that my visor keeps fogging up. So that might be an issue if they have a dark visor lens and
it's a sign of some
humidity
out there too.
Then it could really distract the racers.
So scoreboard has expired, but we're going to let them race one more lap to checkered flag. This will be, or should be, white flag this time by.
Now we do have a comment from a familiar name, Jake Ryan, 3609. Great job to the bull. Race isn't over yet, but looks like we are having a car swap.
Is this Jake Ryan who was supposed to be racing tonight?
Oh boy.
The Jake Ryan who was signed up for the round one?
Oh boy.
Oh, I like what they did. They put turn one here on the lower thirds for us. So.
Yeah. On track.
Are they doing a kart swap?
Yes, they are, and I can't tell who that is. Zach, can we have you zoom in onto... Is that Chris Kuhn that we're swapping out with?
Yes, it is.
Jake Ryan says yes, oops.
Fair enough.
Might have slept in, might have forgotten. Scott Hagerman says that's why you buy the proper helmet for ventilation. You are absolutely right about that.
Or you race cleanly so you don't have to stop the races and then it doesn't fog up.
Yeah, but that's putting a lot of trust in your fellow racers around you. When I'm racing on this track, any accidents that happen are never ever my fault.
Wait.
Selfishly. We're getting in some insight on what these kart swaps.
I guess I was told that Chris is just dropping from the race.
Oh, alrighty.
Interesting. I see a common thread between the races that he's in and the aggressiveness thereof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can be frustrating after a while. And it looks like we have a.
All right, we're gonna get white flag. 1 lap to go.
That looks like a racer that was going to wave that white flag, but
Adam.
yeah, civilian.
Civilian. Yeah.
Never seen him outside of that black polo.
All right, we'll keep an eye on the physical crossing of the cars since we won't have the scoreboard through the last lap. See if these racers can keep it a little cleaner.
Mm-hmm. All down to the last second.
There
We
you
are
go.
green, and Mark Davis does not get a good clean
Oh, that's
go.
gonna. I didn't see what his foot position was, but
Yeah, he might not have had his feet
it-
up completely off the pedals.
yeah, if it wasn't, he wasn't ready to go. He was quick in getting the car turned off and back on, so that was smart. That saved him a little bit of time. All right, we'll pick him up indoor one last time as white flag has flown, and I believe that'll have Katie in the lead, Tristan second, Tyler Covell followed by. Is that Jackson and then
Cy.
And Cy.
And then Mark slides
getting
right
a
past
pass
Cy
right at the very
last
end.
second. And the checker flag flies for our B main with Katie Wise coming in first place. Congratulations to Katie, the bull.
She always fights hard in those positions.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so hopefully we'll have a quick turnaround for you guys to get into the A main so that we can keep everything moving along. Right,
Yep.
track ops?
Everything should be ready to go. Zach, let's zoom out a little bit to see if we can see the A main drivers, if they're ready. Looks like we're all on the sidelines. There's Marshall probably putting together his playlist.
Well, I see that they don't even have cars picked yet, so
Yeah, might be a little bit of a wait.
Interview?
Free Willy Goss says, heck yeah, Katie. Nice little change up of music. Love it.
Oh, you didn't like our old stuff?
I never said don't like.
Oh.
No.
You just said don't play it.
This might have been my words at one point. Yeah, but I mean, after so many endurance series, after GP series, there's always
Is our
only so much royalty-free music that we can really use.
Hey, we subscribe to royalty-free music.
That's awesome.
Do you like our theme music at least?
It is, yes.
All right, good.
It is. It is.
At least you know when the Endurance Championship's coming up because
That's
it's the
right.
same music every time.
That's right. Attention to detail here at Competition Karting.
Well, I don't know about that, but, you know. While we're waiting into the downtime, do you guys have any questions for us? So one of the things we've talked about on older streams has been about battery power and how the Endurance Series came about to be. But if you're new, maybe you didn't know about some of that stuff, or maybe you want filled in on some gaps, some information. I'm happy to talk about that because I enjoy talking about that.
To kind of fill the time, James, I did have a a mother come with her son and say, hey, my son wants to race. He's tall enough to fit in the junior karts, but he's just not comfortable driving by himself. Is there something that we can offer for an Arrive and Drive member to drive maybe 2 people in a cart? Because it looks like all these are monococks.
It's funny you should say that, Drew, because we now have a duo cart.
You're kidding me. That's awesome.
Thanks for teeing that up for me. Do we have a camera operator who can zoom in on the duo cart?
I think we only have one camera operator.
Is he on his union break again?
Oh, boy.
Zach, we told you you need to be in 2 spots at the same time.
Or we can get a GoPro to show us like an up close and personal of what that dual cart looks like. Oh,
there
Zach.
we go.
Wow.
All right, look at that. Oh,
Number
it's all the way-
40.
It's
Ooh.
right down below him.
So it looks like there's 2 seats and 2 steering wheels, 2 sets of gas pedals, 2 sets of brake pedals. How does that work? Is everything connected to the same axle, same?
It is. So it's a good hybrid of the car we have, which is the Superleggero, and the older Storm.
Okay.
A lot of combination of parts. So like the seat from one car, pedals from another car, drivetrain from the SL, that kind of thing. Still split differential, so you get the feel of the SL. It's kind of one of the unique points of it. The steering wheels are linked together.
Okay.
The more we try this, though, I think the more I'm tempted to take. Thanks, Zach. The more I'm tempted to take off the steering wheel on the passenger side, which is going to be that's your left, car's right, driver's right. Because we're finding that the passenger just needs something to hold on to.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily need to steer. So
Yeah, that's fair.
for right now, that came from the factory so that they steer together, which makes it fun. It's challenging for the drivers. You know, you steer, I steer, we all steer, whatever.
And if you're on your first date, third date, or 10th anniversary, it looks like it is perfect for that date night. So, yeah, come on to K1SB Canton, give it a try.
Yeah, your brake on the passenger side is operable currently. However, the throttle is not. So you got a pedal over there, but it doesn't do anything. So
Gotcha.
you can try to go fast. Yeah, perfect date night. Yeah.
So yeah, terms and conditions do apply with this cart for qualifying to drive with another adult, but it is a great time regardless. So bring your kiddo, and they can be in the cart right there with you. Man, maybe if we get a couple other carts like that, we could get like an endurance series of dual carts.
Boy, this thing sucks battery juice.
Oh boy, yeah, there's a lot more weight on it, I bet.
There is, and I've turned it up so that it can compete with the lap times of the single seaters. And so just comparison, our normal cars draw on full throttle about 150 amps. This draws over 300 amps. It's twice as much power.
Wow.
So we have the batteries to do it because we've talked about these high capacity lithium batteries we've got there. It runs the same battery unit, but at drawing 300 amps,
endurance is not in the vocabulary of this 2-person cart.
Not really. It's probably about half the distance. I mean, it is twice the current. Yeah, on average, so far what we've seen is 1 race is about the equivalent of 2 races. So a little bit of extra time to charge, a little bit extra time in the pits. But
completely understandable.
The people who have driven it will testify that it is a blast.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
it looks like fun.
Thanks, Zach. We'll go elsewhere. Keep from.
So I know that we have had a lot of requests for Garrett to have an overhead camera on him. They even said they want a live mic on him. I don't know. We can only ever hear the mics when they are stationary, but let's see if we can get the track ops to get a camera over Garrett. And let's see if he makes us $10 worth.
So are they gonna bet more than $10, or were that just?
I don't know. That's a pretty small bet. Yeah. If I were betting on my friend that's on a live stream, gotta put more in there. Make it exciting. Make it 15.
Wow, whole 50% more, huh?
Yeah.
Your starting lineup for this one, you got Marshall Miller on the pole, Joey Valentine, Armand Delaney in the 3rd spot, followed closely by Dom D'Angelo. We talked about how close their qualifying times were tonight. They were literally 1/1000th of a second apart. Then we had Tyler Stevenson, Jonathan Douglas, and Adam Weaver qualifying along with Garrett and PJ in the A main tonight.
This will be a very fun race to see. Yeah, we talked to Garrett a little bit before, between the qualifying session and the B main, and he said that he's looking forward to get opportunities to overtake Adam, but also try to defend PJ Penny from behind.
If I was PJ, I would just be happy that I don't have to race with Katie tonight.
Yeah, a little separation between the father-daughter duo. We don't see that often. Normally they have very similar qualifying times. So seeing that Katie was able to take P1 in the B main, we'll see where PJ ends up.
Well, what are we waiting for? They're just lining up cars.
Scott, you better be getting excited. There's a lot of anticipation for this A main.
Garrett the G-Man. Is that what we should refer to him as, the G-Man?
Yeah. Goat. What were they? I'm scrolling to see what they were calling him before. Garrett the Goat.
Zach, is there anybody we can talk to about the end of that race? Since we're lining up cars and stuff.
Should I interview Katie or Tyler?
Go for Tyler.
Alrighty,
I mean,
let's
if
do
they're
it.
both there, that'd be great. But Tyler would be interesting because he was basically wishing her out of the way the whole time.
They want to interview you.
Oh, all right. Let me go get the camera adjusted. Go get the camera adjusted. I got it. I got a hold of it. Hello.
Hello. As soon as we get you on screen, we'll know who we're talking with.
Tyler.
Oh,
Cobell.
you are Tyler. Great. All right. Hang on just a minute for...
Gotta give Zach our...
He's climbing.
Where's this teleportation machine? That'll make life a lot easier for
You can invest in one. I heard
There we
making.
go.
Yeah.
There you are.
There's
How we
Tyler.
doing?
Good. So, how was your race?
Rough.
Yeah.
It was
looked
fun
like
though. It was fun. They definitely. I firsthand found out Katie is the bull 100%.
Yep, exactly. So we saw a couple maneuvers where it stopped the cars.
Yes.
So do you think the placements were fair, good results, or what do you think?
That's a tough one, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So I think some of the calls were fair, positions were fair.
Go ahead and put that microphone a little closer. We can
A little
hear you.
closer?
Yeah, thanks.
Deeper?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Perfect.
Mm.
Yeah, I did not acknowledge that, no.
I apologize. Anyway, no, I think positions that were given back was 100% fair.
Okay.
Some of the calls that didn't happen that I thought should have happened from a couple people that were pushing a little harder from behind, I think that should have been called. But all in all,
yeah, we saw some people hitting bumpers without being next to the car. Is that what you're referring to? Is
Yeah.
Just tagging the rear?
Yeah, just tagging the rear, and I was like on Katie's bumper for a while there, and then whoever was behind me, with how close I was, just as soon as I got hit, it sent her, and in that back, you guys don't have a camera outside, do you?
We were using that, yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, when we were coming back into that the S turns, into that when she spun out, she lost it on her car. Number 5 has been bouncing. That was my qualifier car. And it was just hopping and spinning out, and I saw it happen right in front of me, and there was nothing I could do, so I basically broadsided her, T-boned her, and then I got hit from behind, and then that shoved her straight over, and it was just...
It set aside that whole ripple effect, and then we had all 5 cars at the end all clustered together.
Oh,
which made
yeah,
it
right
really
over here.
challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, that was... I have no clue how that happened, because I was right there on Katie, and next thing you know, there's 3 people, I get slammed, and then there's 3 people in front of me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of had the same reaction. They weren't sure where they were supposed to go, so they just kind of sat there for a minute.
Yeah, I'm all right with it. It's not bad for the first endurance race.
Yeah, for the B main, I mean, sometimes they get messy like that.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely an experience. I like the endurances because I get a bunch of lap time, which will help out. I'm a big fan of the GP. That's mainly, that's mainly all I ever come to. So I was like, man, I need some laps on this outdoor. And then it switched up.
Okay, good.
But
all right, well, hopefully we're getting ready to send out the A main. Can you tell over there?
Yeah, it looks like they're getting everybody in line. It looks like they're getting ready to send the first person out now.
Perfect. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you answering questions.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming, Endurance.
Oh, yeah. You want this back to Zach?
Yes,
sure.
Please.
Okay.
Hopefully we didn't pick up that non-royalty free music in the background. You never know these days.
Yeah.
You're going to be on board with Armand Deligny and also Garrett Hagerman. That was the request, so we try to honor that, as well as Tyler Stevenson as he's exiting pit. And they tried to put one on Joey Valentine. Don't know if that got live, so we'll probably check that here in a few minutes. It's now fully dark. Time is just 1 minute past 8 o'clock on the Eastern time. You can tell it's the start of fall today because we used to run these races at 8 o'clock at night and we were still under the sunshine. It's kind of like saying blobs and bobs.
Yes.
Are there any blobs on the radar right now?
No blobs right now, but I'm running the forecast, and it looks like some blobs might hit us towards the rear end of 8 o'clock. So, yeah, coming towards 9 or like 8:45, there might be a little moisture out there, but looks like it might be a clear race.
I'm sure the drivers will appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're Armand, you will be wishing for a wet race. So we can run it a little damp, but we can't run in a excessive amount of rain that allows water to intrude on the batteries. The batteries are not sealed, unfortunately. So
we do have a fan for Dom, so yeah, Wyatt says, "Go Dom."
I like the interpretation of that.
Well,
that was a good way of reading it.
I really had to censor myself there because it was all caps. It got an exclamation mark even.
Dumb.
So dumb. Then we also have Alan Murphy saying, "Go G-Man, clean race."
Yeah, let's hope for a much cleaner race on this one. Marshall Miller, your pole sitter, is the current reigning Endurance Championship Series leader, as well as GP Series leader. We didn't run down any points tonight because we're restarting the series. This is going to be the 5th time we're running the Endurance Championship. This will run between now and the end of February, lining up for the 12 Hours of Canton. Every driver competing tonight will earn points. First, second, and third getting 25, 24, and 23 points respectively. We have bonus points for fastest lap of the race. That'll 2 bonus points overall. And 1 bonus point for the biggest mover of the race. You have to move at least 3 positions in order to qualify for that. And if for some reason there is a tiebreaker, like people move up 4 positions at the both, whoever has the fastest lap time between the 2 or the competing drivers is the winner of that bonus point. We started doing that last series, and it worked out pretty well. It helped a couple drivers because they were moving up in the points, and sometimes they just didn't qualify very well. So we'll accumulate those points over the next 7 rounds. You can drop one of the rounds this year because only 6 of them are going to count. So we will wait for the scoreboard to light up for us and let us know the running order. And we'll be ready for the green lights here momentarily. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Sunday afternoon. If you got any questions or comments during the race, or you're rooting for somebody, as always, give us the chat. Let us know.
We're even international, I think.
Oh, look at that. And the lights are green. Oh, and Dom got a great start on Marshall, who looked like he was having a little bit of difficult time there. They're going to round the outside for the first time, but Marshall's got a clean run. Armand Deligny is the guy who's going to have a shot of this from behind them. There's your top 3 right there. 28 is Dom D'Angelo.
Already a good start to the race.
Sorry, I kept calling him Dom. This is Joseph Valentine. I'm sorry about that. Red helmets confused me. I apologize. Looks like Garrett also got a decent start.
He's still behind Adam, and looks like PJ is behind in P9 as well, so we are cruising. I don't think that there were any changes in position.
A lot cleaner on this start. Lineup nose to tail. We'll catch them as they come inside.
Looks like Marshall does have a little bit of a gap ahead of Joey Valentine. And then Armand, and that's Dom. They are neck and neck for P3. Coming around turn 1 on this reverse track. Don't have quite as much speed as you normally do on the typical direction. So it's not as tight, but it still is a complete 180-degree turn. Now this S turn area is really a bottleneck for a lot of drivers. But it looks like these are pros, and they really know how to handle it, especially with people in front and behind.
Marshall going purple right away, 36-0. Hasn't broken into that 35 yet, but I'm sure we'll see some times down there as they adjust. You're looking at the back of Adam Weaver running for the first, well, I guess it's the first time in the Endurance Series.
Yeah, it might be.
Looking at the back of Jonathan Douglas. And Armand Deligny up here. Spaced out evenly between 1, 2, and 3. There's that first 25-second lap time from Marshall. His goal is always just to check out from the field. He always has that little bit extra pace no matter what car he's in and what situation he's in. You can see how tricky it is hitting that turn 4 with a high speed on the outdoors. Joey Valentine, 25.846. That means he's going to close that gap a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that. And then back here in Tyler Stevenson, looking at
Back
18.
of Dom,
yeah, that one is Dom, who is in between
really
him
tailing Armand. Yeah,
yeah, in between him and Armand.
Man, trying to find a gap to get around Armand because it looks like he has the pace.
Slamming the left side wall there.
Boy,
keeping it straight though.
I mean, he hasn't been any. Oh,
Armand's going to pit right away.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Mandatory 25-second pit stops. That will bring up the timer. You cannot leave the pits until the expiration of time. So let's see what first is going to be the gap. So we got Marshall who's on the outside of the shot. Obviously, Armand's not going to get out in time. So I was looking at about 1 3/4 of a lap is probably the delta during the pit stop. Keep it wide there so we can see when Armand launches. That's going to put Marshall all the way to the outside track as he goes slowly in the reverse pit direction. And then you can see the timing line is all the way there underneath
Man,
the TV.
That is excruciating.
Yeah.
Seeing all the people go.
All right, so where's Marshall? Is Marshall coming inside? Yeah, I think he was. All right, so it's basically the whole outdoor, one lap and the outdoor track section. That's a very technical way of doing it, right?
Yeah.
All right, is this Garrett that we're moving over on?
That is Garrett coming in, our second person to pit here in the A-Main. Armand has a lot of clear track space in front of him as he comes around and inside.
We'll be watching his lap times now that he's clear. Marshall going 35.6, knocking 0.4 into the 35s. Good launch from Garrett. Good pit stop for him tonight. He's getting the hang of these endurance races. You can just see how agonizingly slow it is right here, and then there's the line. And you just hope that you don't have to merge with another car coming in the opposite direction.
Because they're coming way faster than you are.
And then on cold tires, you're going reverse.
And we do see that Mark Davis Squiggly says, BMA was a good race. I'm glad you had a good time. It was
good.
fun to watch.
Yeah, even with all that mess, it's good to see that he had a good race.
Absolutely.
He moved up there. We were really excited for you, Mark. Fortunately, that last green flag is what got you, but good run.
Looks like we have a third person that's leaving the pits.
There.
That was
I think that was
collision.
I think
Glad
that
you
was
saw
Adam.
Yeah.
I think that was the white helmet of Adam Weaver.
It was. Yeah, real white helmet, real dark visor. Glad that he saw Armand coming around.
We're going to have another pit stopper. That's going to be Joey. A lot of people ditching their cars right away. But it will space out the field.
Scott says good pit stop to Garrett. I agree. So it looks like Garrett currently in the 9th position behind Adam and Armand and Joey, who have already pitted.
Yep, and then we'll add, like you said, Joey to that list. So PJ at the bottom of the lead laps.
And then in comes
Tyler Stevenson.
Tyler Stevenson.
I'd say that slowdown area is working pretty well for him right there.
Absolutely, yeah. I guess I just had too much speed coming in the test session.
Yeah, did we ever get an explanation on some of our last rounds on why these drivers are pitting so early in the race?
No, I don't think we did. We'll have to get some commentary on afterwards.
We keep questioning it because I don't see some of these guys in traffic and they've decided to just go out early.
Right. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right about that.
So we'll add Tyler Stevenson to the list of pit stoppers. PJ Mannypenny, your 4th spot, who is on the lead lap.
Tyler had a little bit of a hold-up coming out of the pits. His seatbelt was given some issues. Just want to make sure we have a completely safe release.
There goes Armand around the outside of the track, so that gives you an idea of the gap there.
Adam just passed by.
Yep, so that will filter out Tyler, probably.
And then there's Garrett.
I wanted to say the effective spot, but I'm not sure at the moment, so. Oh, Garrett is frozen, so let's go to Armand. Marshall Miller going purple, 35.6. 605, and Dom doing a 699. Dom staying on the lead lap with Jonathan Douglas and PJ Mannypenny. Essentially just shy of 8 minutes into the race so far. A lot different than the B main. Look at all the gaps between the cars.
Everything has been pretty spaced out ever since we started seeing drivers come in for their pit stop.
So now it will be a matter of just seeing who can set those fastest, consistent laps.
Yeah, and then on the overhead camera, everybody is super spaced out. There's really no battle for any position.
Not that I see at the moment.
And this is completely opposite from what we saw in the B main.
Yeah, where everybody stopped together and everybody clustered together.
Right. No, this is fascinating to see. I really thought that it would be much closer.
And PJ is coming in for his pit stop. Will we see everybody pit underneath the 10-minute mark? I have a feeling that Marshall and Dom will stay out.
Yeah.
I don't know what J. Doug's strategy is, but he's on the top of your shot there. He's going to round timing line.
We do have Dominic D'Angelo just went purple with 35.5. That's a great time.
Jonathan staying in the 36.0s. Nice consistent laps for him so far. A little bit off pace of the leaders, but consistency will be key for him.
As PJ comes around.
Let's see if we get a shot of Tyler, because Tyler's going to be coming towards PJ. Will they merge together?
Oh, wow.
Right there.
Really
Look at that.
Stuck. And there was enough room for PJ to get enough speed up coming out of the pit and Tyler to come around the outside.
Oh, will PJ have the grip? Not quite. He's going to stay wide on that and let Tyler go by on that corner.
He has those worn tires, and he definitely had the advantage coming around. PJ just wasn't able to battle with that.
PJ will just stay on his tail right there. So that'll leave your top 3 on lead lap. Everybody else has completed their pit stop so far.
And this, honestly, is our closest battle between Tyler and PJ.
And we'll pick them up, Zach, as they come in. Good. I don't know, Drew. What are we going to talk about for 20 minutes? We don't have any battles on the track.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I gotta say this is exciting. But there actually was a comment earlier. Shout out from the UK. If I do my math properly, I think that they're 5 hours behind. So it's like 1 a.m. there.
Isn't it ahead? Yeah, they're ahead of us.
Yeah, ahead. Yeah. So it's 1:15 a.m. right now in London. So thank you, Mark Meredith, for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for following us.
This late? This early?
Instead of hanging out on a Sunday night, you're hanging out on a Monday morning with us.
Pretty crazy. How's the weather over there?
Is it raining? More importantly, is it raining?
I could really go for a nice crumpet right now.
The gap between Tyler Stevenson and PJ Mannypenny now widening.
It was interesting seeing how wide around the carousel PJ went. If I were driving in this endurance race right now, I would want to hug that inside turn and get the most direct line going into that shortcut.
We'll follow Tyler's line a little bit and see if we can do some analysis and maybe compare. So because of the cone restrictions on the entrance of the pits, you're a little bit limited on your entrance to turn 1 tonight. But he is holding about the same line, going all the way to the left-hand side, exiting mid-track into the braking zone on the outdoor. Boy, to me, that looks like probably the fastest line. We don't have on board with Marshall at the moment, who's setting the fastest lap of the race, but Tyler's not too far behind, 36.0, a couple tenths off those guys. Let's see, that's in the braking zone. Not quite all the way over on the entrance to the reverse of turn 1. How much speed can he carry through the carousel? Is he pedaling at all? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, kind of hard to tell.
I guess I can take this out of here for a moment. Watch the lift here in turn 4. Doesn't give it any brake. He's just letting it coast through that corner. Then he brakes into 3. And then pedals it back into 1. All right, let's see if we can watch the throttle pedal this time by as he hits this shortcut. Nope, does a good job staying on it. Then a lift. Oh, and he gets on the throttle pretty early. I wonder if that's pushing him out a little bit. I mean, he does have a couple tenths that he can gain on some of these guys. So little nuances like that are what makes the difference between your 35 sixes and your 36 flats. Check overhead to see what the gap is between him and PJ. That's widened up quite a bit.
And behind PJ is coming Marshall for a lap. Might have already lapped Garrett by now. But Marshall has not yet taken his pit.
Right, your top 3 have not pitted yet.
Yeah.
So that's Marshall just going through the bottom of your screen. And so if this is car 10, no, that's Dom.
That's Dom.
Yeah, and then Garrett.
That's Garrett.
Yep. Marshall Miller recently setting the new track record, lowering it yet again in the 38.1 second arena.
Yeah, Marshall really hugs that inside corner of the carousel.
And now he's going to get by PJ pretty fairly easily. Give PJ a moment to follow along there. Fastest lap of the race so far is a 35.578 by Dom D'Angelo. So he's closely followed by Marshall Miller, who's a 35.58. So just 2 1/100ths of a second away from each other. Dominic and Marshall, even though they're not physically together on the track, there's the gap, setting similar lap times. This is a really good opportunity for Dom to run laps by himself. We've seen endurance series before where he gets in traffic and he gets pressure from behind. He has a really tough time battling with them. Tonight is just an opportunity to set lap times. He has no pressure from behind and no pressure from the front. In fact, that's almost the case across the board tonight. Maybe we should have filtered in the B main with all these guys. That would have been crazy. We just don't have enough cars to do it, unfortunately. For anybody who is like thinking that would be a possibility, so
yeah.
Don D'Angelo in the number 18 in the fire helmet rounds the start-finish line, 35.85. Not as fast as that fastest of the race so far, which is those 35.5s. A little bit past the halfway mark. Let's follow on board with Armand and see how he's doing. Actually, we can listen better at his throttle. Let's take a ride around with Armand
Armand is slowly gaining on the back.
Yeah, this is fun right here. Hear how he stays on the throttle and then hits it just right to keep the traction. I think that was some of the time differentiators between him, the A mains and the B mains tonight, is who was able to hit that line correctly. Because there is a little bit with that jump, there's a little bit of fear that the car is going to get offset to the left and you're going to start sliding. But it looks like these guys have found the right line and maintained the grip through there.
Absolutely. Looks like we are getting a little bit of a battle. So we have Armand behind Dominic D'Angelo, behind Garrett Hagerman. So
yeah, the battle in front is for position as he's going to let the number 24 go by both of these leaders. Yep. Considering the fact that these two drivers have pitted already, but they are battling for position. Tyler Stevenson's also back here. I believe he's following behind the number 30. That is Adam Weaver. Adam taking the closer line through 4. See how his car grips up as he washes out to the side. Oh, is Tyler going to look the inside? Almost. He knew better than to do that.
Yeah. Adam really knows how to stand his ground in this situation.
Adam using the brakes through there.
Wow.
I was looking
really
down.
Rides on that brake pedal.
Yeah. Adam's qualifying time was 4th of his group, which was a 36.1. Tyler Stevenson's, he was in group 1. He qualified at 36.0. So overall pace, based on the qualifier, should go to Tyler just by 1/10 of a second. I think that's why we're seeing a little bit of pressure from behind here. Special gloves being worn by Adam tonight. If you look closely, they're representing K1 Speed Canada.
Wow.
Which will happily be coming to pay us a visit this week, we're happy to say. We're very excited to have them come down and visit Canton.
That's excellent. And that's a newer track, correct, or no?
They do have a newer track. They have 3 locations up there in Canada.
Good.
They're kind of the part of the franchise system like we are, except they kind of operate, just on the Canadian side of the continent. Correct me.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
North of the United States.
Got it.
There's Dom D'Angelo taking the pit stop. Let's stay with him, Zach. Let's see where he comes out. He's got 9 seconds left on his pit. I think we're going to go get a... Yes, Owen. Get that cone.
And we have someone else coming into the pits as well. I think that was Jonathan Douglas. That's Marshall.
Oh, that's Marshall. Okay, there's your leader of the race. We'll definitely follow him.
He might have just been following whatever Dominic D'Angelo was doing. I don't know.
His lap. No, let's follow him, please.
He's a lap ahead.
Let's see. Let's make sure we follow him to see where he exits out.
Yeah, this is important to see where the leader of the race ends up in front of the people that have already pitted.
Oh, they're using timer too. I'm sorry. All right, there we go. Using the old gas cart maneuver, try to get the momentum going.
I think I first saw that with the Felber boys.
Yeah, it doesn't work in electric. Sorry.
Not really, no.
The motor.
That's not that counts.
The motor is exactly what it's doing doing what it's supposed to be programmed for.
Yep. A little more high tech than those little motor carts.
All right, that'll flush him out. Let's go out wide, Zach. So let's see where everybody else sorts through. There's Dom right behind him.
All right.
So obviously no time lost between Marshall, who's there at the bottom, and Dom D'Angelo. John Douglas, only one out on track who has not completed a pit stop yet. As we look on board with Armand Deligny, who's still battling with Joey Valentine, hanging on to the number 34 machine.
Yeah, this is a really fascinating battle to see. They're really digging it out, and I mean, their lap times are really quick. They're sub 36 on this.
Oh, he's going to look on the inside.
Down the inside.
He
recover?
He got it.
Wow, that's an impressive maneuver by Armand.
Joey swung out just wide enough to get the spot in there for the nose of Armand Deligny, who's going to take that position from him.
That's going to be clutch for this this final. We're within the last 10 minutes of this A main.
Yep, Armand, one of the veterans here at Canton and also of the series, taking heat with Joey Valentine, one of the up-and-coming racers who has the same pace as all these leaders, doing a great job. And we lost that camera after he went outside, so...
Yeah.
We'll follow to see if Joey gains any ground on those guys, but Armand's now looking for Jonathan Douglas, who's been known to wait until the very last laps of the race in order to do his pit stop. It looks like he's on the same strategy tonight. If he's not careful, Armand's going to be right on his tail. Well, I'm glad that we were able to get this in without too much rain.
Yeah, no, we really lucked out.
I wish we had you out on the outdoor camera tonight for better angles, but that's just the way that things sorted out.
Yep.
Last minute call to make that happen.
We're making it work, but we're still seeing some exciting racing, all the best angles we possibly can get. Marshall is still leading the group of pitted drivers. We're still waiting on Jonathan Douglas to pit. He's really going to do it in the last minute.
I don't know if Jonathan Douglas actually had a reason for the late pit stops last time other than he just wanted to.
It's always fun to just wing it.
There's Marshall coming in the doors. That's your first position, your leader. Dom D'Angelo in the ostensive second position, followed by Armand and Joey. There we go. Jonathan Douglas is going to make the pit stop. Diving in there in the opposite direction. Car gets slowed down to speed 2. He'll be trading off the number 14 machine. He'll get car number 20. Jonathan Douglas started in the 6th spot tonight, so we'll see where everything sorts out. They're going to use timer 2. Okay. Jonathan started behind Tyler Stevenson, so we'll be watching that to see where he exits. If he can get everything adjusted on the car in time. There we go.
Here we go. And once he re-enters, we will see, and crosses the timing line, we will see the final lineup. We haven't had any any yellow flags, red flags in this race. It's all been very clean. We got 5 minutes. I think it's safe to say that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, they all spaced themselves out so much when they were going through the line.
No, this has been impressive. Excellent re-entry.
So that'll be Colin in the white helmet there, and then followed closely by Jonathan Douglas. And then Tyler will be right behind. So Jonathan Douglas making it out in front of Tyler Stevenson. That essentially moves him up a spot, if I have my notes correct. Yeah, according to the starting order, that moves up Jonathan Douglas a spot.
Mm-hmm.
And Dom D'Angelo moving up, because he started in the 4th position.
So for our friends of Garrett that are out there watching, does this make Garrett owe you $10?
Yeah, I don't remember which way it was. You?
I think that Garrett only was to receive $10 if he got a top 5 finish.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I don't know. Maybe he owes each of his friends $10.
What's the gap between him and PJ then? PJ is up ahead.
I don't know. It looks like there's a lot of track space ahead of Garrett. Yeah, I don't even see him. He must be on the outdoor portion. No, I don't see him anywhere. Oh, there's... So
Zach's got him over here. Okay,
yeah, so he's already on the inside around turn 1 and entering the carousel. There's a big gap between those two. Marshall is a lap and a half ahead of the last position, so altogether...
No, Dom D'Angelo's right behind him.
Well, no, behind the 9th position. So, yeah, Marshall just came in.
Oh, from Garrett, yeah.
And then, yeah, Garrett is, I believe he just entered the outdoor portion, so... Altogether...
Yeah, Marshall putting lap traffic behind him, essentially, yeah. Marshall keeps edging the car as if that's going to make it go any quicker.
PJ is right on Marshall's tail, hopefully getting some, reading his lines and little tap on the back of PJ. Hopefully PJ lets him through because Dominic is in that second position.
Yeah, holding up Dom D'Angelo so far. Tyler Stevenson, purple at 35.4.
That's an excellent time.
And Dom is pointing to get lap traffic out of the way, but
Owen did put out that blue flag, but I'm not sure if PJ saw it. Oh, there he goes. Dominic goes around the outside, also letting...
He just wants to make sure he does it in the right spot so that he doesn't lose too much ground. You know, they have a full lap, and essentially from the time that Dom touched him, I believe that was a full lap, so...
Yep.
Now Dom is on the hunt for Marshall Miller, trying to see if he can do anything to give him a challenge in this last minute and 45 seconds left on the clock.
This is really close. An excellent final
This
few
is
laps.
the challenge that Dom wanted to have all season last year, but just kept falling into the clutches of various things on track. He basically is the protege to Marshall Miller. He always has the desire to catch up to him and win. Tonight is one of the first opportunities I can remember that he has that opportunity. He's going to be right in the clutches of Marshall in the number 19 machine.
Marshall always has the advantage over the other drivers of the experience and knowing the track, knowing the ins and outs. But with this new configuration, it might even mix it up a little bit.
That, and he's also very adaptable to anything that the car may throw at him. So if the steering feels different, he can adapt to that. And that's the talent that Dom is learning now, too, and that's why they're so close in the field, both running 36.1 and 36.0 times.
Yeah, this is really impressive driving.
Not very often in the Endurance Championship do we see Marshall under that much pressure from behind.
You got a big let's go. This is a very exciting end to the race.
So 40 seconds remain. If they get around within the next couple seconds, make sure you don't lose too much ground there.
Armand just did overtake PJ with the blue flag.
There we go. Okay, so now under 30 seconds remain. That will make sure they should get white flag on the next lap by, because that will mean time is going to expire while they're on this lap. Armand closely in the hunt back there, but still few car lengths behind. Joseph Valentine hanging in there in the fourth spot. Dom looked on the inside of that corner, but there's not enough track space to make it up.
Oh, and how about this? Less than a car length in between the two.
Adam's going to pull off to the side, make sure they don't get mixed up in that.
Yep.
And now Marshall's just riding with his head at his bumper to make sure he blocks any maneuver that Dom sends his way. And now Armand is bumper to bumper with him.
Out of nowhere, this has been such a close end of the race after everything being so spread out.
Mixing it up with the pit stops, they're going to be 1, 2, 3 going into the fours.
Yep.
Checkered flag will be out. Will they hold the position? Will Marshall Miller finish in the lead? He will, and Marshall Miller will take the first round of the Endurance Championship Series. Dom D'Angelo and Armand Deligny rounding out your top three.
Free Willie Goss says, don't give him a fight. He sure did. I think Marshall was really sweating there at the end. Oh.
Yeah, they always say a few more laps to go, right? And they could have potentially overtaken him.
But what a result.
Dom was definitely on the back of Marshall in those last few laps. What a great finish to that race.
Yeah. Very exciting altogether.
So I think that track layout worked out pretty well. So
I think that they adapted to it very easily. Everybody had good qualifying times. And yeah, between the B main and the A main, I think our best time altogether was that Joey Valentine that made a 35.4?
35.6 from Marshall, 35.0 or 36.0.
Okay. I thought I saw
sorry.
more in the 35s. Yeah,
sorry,
that's the qualifier.
I'm on the qualifier.
35.4 from Tyler Stevenson. I think that's our best time.
He did
very
hit purple.
Impressive track time.
Yep, on the very end there. What lap was that? Tyler Stevenson.
Lisa Miller says that was crazy. Absolutely right. Yeah, that was really like a picture-perfect end to the race. The streets are hot in Ohio tonight. I love it.
I think Tristan's going to grab a microphone so we can talk to our winners tonight.
Wonderful.
I'm looking to see when Tyler Stevenson set that lap. It was late in the race, wasn't it?
It was.
Is 35.023? No.
35.4 for sure.
496.
Weird. Not sure what it was in the race, but we know what happened.
Yeah, it's officially recorded. So he will win the bonus point for the fastest lap of the race. Congratulations, Tyler Stevenson. Just moving up in his game here.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are a fan of this reverse format. We like switching it up every now and then because it gives you something new, something exciting to look forward to.
Are you guys wanting to do an interview?
Yeah.
We would love an interview.
Who would you like to talk to?
Always talk to the winners if we can.
Alrighty.
Looks like all three of them are right there, kind of in a little group.
While we're waiting for them, if you guys would please go down and click the like button for us. We'd much appreciate that. If you think Drew's doing a good job.
I'd give myself a round of applause because I've never done live commentary before, so I hope it will.
Okay.
Who
wants it?
We'll get some closing comments.
Did you get speed 2 when you came into the pits?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
You're not getting penalized.
You wanna
Because
hit
if you don't
Dom.
hit the line to slow
Huh?
you down, then you didn't.
All right, Marshall, how did it go? How do you feel out there? That was,
the one race.
it was a great race, and congratulations on the win.
What was Armand asking about, Speed 2?
Someone said Dom blew the. Someone said that Dom hit a cone or something and he's going to get penalized. And I was like, no, he's not.
Oh. Yeah, what did you feel like on that last few laps? You're not used to having people on your bumper at the end of the race, are you?
I was fine. I am used to it. Just been a while. It's because Armand was usually the one that was
I knew
there.
you'd floss me off.
But Armand was usually the one that's there, but he hasn't been here in for a bit. But it was good. I knew once I was waiting for him to pit, or once I caught up to, what is his name, Tyler and Adam, I was going to pit. And literally the lap I did pit was the lap I was going to pit, but it really, I confirmed my lap like hard set in stone when I saw Dom pit. And I had to be on the same lap. I had to be in the pit with him, or I would have lost the race.
Yeah, definitely had the same strategy.
Well, it was good that you guys were paying attention to that because we've seen instances where the pit strategies kind of are not paid attention to closely enough and either cost them severely or, things happen in the pit stop that really bumps people back. So
yeah, it does.
We saw a lot of clean pit stops tonight. The whole A main did a great job making sure their carts were on and exiting. What did you think about the merge point back there? Where you re-accelerated.
Oh, back there. I feel like it could turn on a little earlier.
Yeah.
Because it was a little iffy when, like, I had PJ and I'm like, ooh, I don't know who's gonna make it there first.
Yeah.
But he did it. But I feel like maybe for a future race, try, if we ever do this layout again, move it back a little bit so it turns on earlier than it did. But other than that, I did like it. I like the new track layout. Through the line, you stay tight to the carousel, and then you clip your front bumper on the corner that's sticking out, the first corner, and then the second corner.
Yeah, that really sticks out and gets you if you're not looking for it.
It does if you're not looking for it, but that's part of my line, and I told Dom to make sure he clips those corners because.
Were you able to take it flat out as you went through the garage door?
Yes.
Was that tricky finding the line for that?
No, not at all.
No, it had plenty of grip.
Yeah. For my liking, no, it didn't have enough grip, but you simply let off just a little bit, like you let off in the carousel on the indoor track. Just let off on that corner. It's just like a quick lip. Okay. It loses enough speed. Where I think it's not really the speed you lose, but I think it's the power that it cuts. Like it cuts the power.
Well. It's pretty much like the other corners where if you lift just a little bit, it takes the drive off the motor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you won't get pushed out into the barrier out there on the exit of the garage. There's Dom out. That was interesting. That was an interesting race. I knew Dom was catching up to me. I knew his kart was faster. because I had 19 and I was like, I love this kart, but it's not the kart that I need right now because the like steering's just loose, and that's why I love it. But ever since you made it the way you did, I was like, once again, I still love it, but it's not the kart for the moment.
Right.
And I saw him catch up, and he finally caught up, and I'm like, great, now I have to play defensive. He could have took it, but he said that he wasn't going to take it from me, and I was like, you would have.
Yeah, he tried. He tried. Is he around? We can still talk to him?
Yeah, I can get Dom.
He seemed pretty excited at the end. I think that was a good result for him.
It is.
But I think we also talked about him. Bye, Marshall.
Huh? Bye?
No, it was
I'm
Zach
right
on the
here.
camera. We also talked about him getting an opportunity to run some clean laps tonight, and he got that opportunity for sure.
Yeah, he 100% did.
Let's talk to him because he's got some people following along, maybe, and then we'll wrap things up.
All right, Dom's coming.
All right.
I had to quit telling him. Good night, guys.
Good night, Marshall. Congratulations.
Thank
Sleep
you.
tight.
Sleep tight.
I'm here.
Hey, Dom, how are you?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good. We saw you trying to make the move at the very end. Did you think you had what it took to give him the pass?
Marshall's a fantabulous driver, and I knew he wasn't going to give it to me, but I was definitely faster than him. I was giving him some love taps coming in and out of the garages. He was doing some very interesting things. He was braking, going outside, which kind of threw me off. I went wide one time just because I thought I was going to slam him. But, yeah, it wouldn't have been – I would have needed probably a good 15 more laps to make a decision on that. It would have been a very long –
Yeah.
It would have been hard.
Well, you guys had good, clean pit stops, and the strategy at the very end all came together in those last couple minutes where we saw all those racers lined up behind Marshall. So it was an exciting finish to watch. Any other highlights of your race? What did you think overall?
A good pit stop finally.
Yep.
Past 3 rounds of how do I word this? It hasn't been great,
Right.
and I wasn't happy with the outcome, and it was my own fault. Finally, I decided to listen to the others and some advice, and it worked out.
Did you enjoy the reverse pits?
From what I'm hearing, no, because it didn't slow me down apparently, but it did. Yes, I did like it. I liked that all the carts were actually facing this way now, and it was
just different, right?
It was, yeah, it's different. I love the layout. I love the little like quick left, right before you go on the outside. Very fun track, very fast. I feel like it was way faster.
Yeah, 35-second lap times. I mean, 35, 36s throughout the entire race. So that's definitely faster than our normal. We see high 38s, 39s. So
yeah,
cutting out a whole corner. Well, congratulations on your second place finish.
Thank
we
you.
look forward to seeing you on the other rounds here in a couple months, couple weeks.
What do I do with this headset?
Let's go to find Garrett to see if he's still around.
Garrett.
We have a big fan base for him.
Do. Let's go for a walk.
In the white shirt.
I think he's a goner. Where's Garrett? Yeah, he's a goner.
Alrighty. He does have a long drive home back to Ontario.
Oh my
Ontario.
Ontario, Ohio.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Suburb of Mansfield. I did my research.
Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out with us again. We hope to see you in a few weeks. Actually, for GP, it'll be in 2 weeks. Maybe Drew will be back on camera. You never know.
We'll see. Yeah.
Just watch for our live stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. And then we'll see you guys in a few weeks. Thanks for following along.
See ya.